Hey everyone, today I want to talk a little bit about the state of AI for music generation. Now, this is a field that is moving very quickly right now. There are a lot of new tools coming and going. Today I wanted to take a moment to look at the most popular ones and what we can expect in the future. First off, what I got over here is Suno. This is an app that came out in March of this year, 2024. In case you're watching this in the far future here. Suno really took the idea of generating full songs and brought it to the broader masses. It went viral. Folks on TikTok and other social media started posting their Suno creations, whether as background music or as humorous, lyrical content, stuff like that, and really caught on. So this was the first one that really got big. Let's take a listen to some of the music that's generated by Suno.
My end draws nigh. This task is thine. To lakeside go, throw in what's mine.
You can hear there's a good deal of artifacting in the lyrics for this song. That tends to be a problem that I find with Suno generations.
What saw thee there when
I'll play one more to give you a good idea. Now, one really impressive thing about this platform is the composition. You can hear this sounds really good. The instrumentals are top-notch. There's good harmonies. I don't have a lot of complaints for the instrumentals. The biggest problem here is going to be the artifacting in the vocals. You can almost instantly tell when a song is generated with Suno because of that. Now, 3 weeks after Suno version 3 was released back in March, we got a new app called Udio. And I'll take a look at this one here. You can see it's a very similar layout. You have user-generated tracks right here on the homepage, easy to listen to, very easy to create your own tracks here as well. Let's take a listen to this one. You'll hear that there's a lot less artifacting in the lyrics, and I find that a lot more impressive. I find this best in class right now. So here's an example. There's still a little bit of artifacting in the vocal that puts this in the uncanny valley. But in general, the product is much better, much cleaner than we saw on Suno. Now, I've heard some folks say that they were able to do more creative things with Suno. I haven't noticed that myself, but I want to make sure that their voices are heard too. I'll give you one more example from Udio. Udio does harmonies really well, and I found that in this piece here. I'll skip ahead a little bit. Skip ahead just a little bit more. In the house of the rising sun. If I heard this in a movie trailer, I wouldn't find it out of place at all. Unless I knew it was AI generated, I wouldn't think anything of it. Now, to a trained ear, you could certainly hear just a little bit of that artifacting in there still. But again, this is going to be much better than what we saw on Suno. Now, what we saw on these two platforms is much more advanced than what we have seen in recent years and even in recent months. It's crazy that we have to talk about this in months. I'll give you a couple old examples to show you exactly how far AI-generated music has come. Now, back in 2020, OpenAI released an experiment called Jukebox. It was really the first iteration of AI-generated music. It was not open to the public, so these samples were posted by OpenAI themselves. We get to listen to them, but you can hear just how rough this sounds 4 years ago. Take a listen. You can see that this is in the style of Simon and Garfunkel. You can hear immediately in the instrumental how crispy and crunchy it sounds. It's not a good sound. It's not even really a smooth crunchiness or smooth artifacting. It varies in volume. I would say this is almost unpleasant to listen to. For the time in 2020, this was extremely promising, but it was not commercially viable like Udio and Suno are. That's the big difference between 4 years ago and now. And now I'll take you to one more. We have this very similar website called Loudly. Very similar business model, but a few key differences that really demonstrate how far we've come since Loudly was released in August of 2023. Now, on Loudly, you're not even able to generate anything with lyrics. It's all instrumental. In my opinion, a lot of this music sounds canned, and the pricing model is a lot steeper. So, for instance, on Loudly, the base paid tier provides you with 300 songs per month for a 33% additional cost on top of what Suno and Udio charge per month. Now, that's not even taking into account how many generations you get with Suno and Udio. Suno is going to give you 500 generations per month, and Udio is going to provide you with a whopping 1,200 per month. So even in, 6 months ago, a little bit longer than 6 months ago, when Loudly came out versus when Suno and Udio came out, we can see a huge jump in quality and in just competitiveness of the business model. So let's take a listen to a track here, and you can hear exactly what Loudly sounds like. I'll skip ahead in this one. It doesn't sound horrible. It certainly sounds much, much better than what we heard with Jukebox. But again, we can only do instrumentals on this website, and the pricing model is a lot steeper. I'm surprised that Loudly hasn't updated that since then, but, you know, that's not my place to say. And so, after looking at this, I can declare Suno and Udio are neck and neck in this race for the best-in-class audio generator or music generator. But this could quickly change. There is a lot of work going on in this vertical, and so who knows what OpenAI has? We looked at Jukebox. That was 4 years ago. They've certainly done a lot of work in that time. ChatGPT has come out. A lot of their other generative platforms have come out. Who knows what they have in store for generative music? Most recently, and what I'm most excited to reveal here, is what ElevenLabs has revealed to the public just yesterday, or a couple of days ago now, on the 9th. Now, this blows Udio and Suno out of the water. So let's go ahead and take a listen to what they've been able to preview for us on Twitter. And I will say these are only previews. Of course, they're going to put their best foot forward here, but from what I can hear, all of that artifacting is gone. Let's take a listen.
We were having fun, programming young, dreaming that one day we'd make it work. Lines of code we'd write all night, hoping that one day we'd get it right. Can we teach the machine to sing? Can we teach the machine to dream? And then, ooh, it started to sing. No, this can't be real. It's just a machine, but the melody, ooh, it's all.
All right, let's take a listen to another one here. So this one's a really quick rap.
Yo, ElevenLabs, let's go. I
G-spawn optimizing models. It's data to the throttle till they crown me in the model hall. Admit I've been computing and I ain't talking about just booting. I bet they'll never crack the code that it took to be this bold. That is bold. I process data and I learn it like it's gold. You're looking for a lesson if you step in up repetition. Learn it's gonna be unforgettable.
You can't do this on any other platform. I want to say that he's ripping these bars, but it's not a he, it's the computer. This is the AI that generated all of this. It's not possible on any of the currently released models. Truly impressive. And let's take a look at one more. Got almost a 90s hip-hop vibe on this one.
Yo, gather round, I'll teach you what's hot. Carbonara on the mic in the kitchen spot. Grab some spaghetti, throw it in the pot, boil it up real good.
I can't even tell. That sounds like a real recording.
Fry crispy till you hear that sizzle begin. Eggs in a bowl, mix them up nice with Parmesan cheese to add some spice. Stir it up, don't let it burn. Mix it right, now it's your turn. Spaghetti carbonara, the flavors on lock. Throw down.
So, I want to talk a little bit about the ramifications that we're going to see from music that sounds like it was created by humans. There are certainly going to be some both short-term and long-term ramifications from this. A lot of musicians that I've talked to and I've seen posting on the internet are really worried about this tech. Of course, there's a whole conversation about whether this is art or what the use of this material is, what the training material is. There are a lot of ethical and moral questions that need to be asked about this. It's really tough to make specific predictions about the future, but I saw one British producer predicted that commercial production is going to die. The commercial viability of production of music will go away, and that musicians will be forced to rely on live performance and merchandise sales to get by. That's really an extension of how streaming services change the music industry, but this is just going to kick it up one more notch. I'm also willing to bet that we're going to start to see virtual bands, very similar to how Gorillaz is a virtual band, but even the music will be all virtual. Of course, Gorillaz music has to be produced by a human. In this case, a virtual band would mean even the music is virtual. We're already seeing a huge uptick in uploads to streaming services like Spotify so that folks can cash in on the AI-generated music trend. Major music labels are already panicking about AI-generated music. So if you remember back in September, there was a voice-cloned collaboration between Drake and The Weeknd that neither musician approved at all. That really got the music labels to sit up straight and pay attention. This is an industry that has time again been beat up and pushed around by emerging tech. So I have a feeling they're sick of having their lunch money stolen, and they're going to really try to get ahead of AI-generated music. Whether that means they adopt it wholesale or they act in spite of it remains to be seen. But given that I can't upload this video with that collaboration in it without it being deleted, is really a telling sign as to how the labels intend to treat this in the short term until they have monetized AI-generated music. The only thing for the future, looking forward here, the only thing for the future that we can be sure of is that this tech is going to continue to evolve at a breakneck pace. A lot of this video is going to be obsolete in short order. I expect probably by the end of this summer, much of what we've talked about here is going to be old news. We can only guess what sort of AI-generated music that we'll have then, what it's going to sound like, what the quality will be like, and what uses benign or malevolent parties can come up with it.